What's up, guys? It's the Silent Entrepreneur here, and I'm gonna be talking about how you can find your first item to sell on eBay without using any of your own money. All right, so before we begin this video, I was gonna talk about like in my first video, I said like I've done only like a little over like 60,000 gross sales. I actually have done over 130,000 gross sales. That 60,000 gross sales was only with one account, and I have three accounts, so that was my fault on not adding all that up correctly. But let's go ahead and get on with this video. All right, so to find your first item, like this is what I did when I began, because I came across this video whenever I was first starting that said usually people have around $2,000 to $4,000 worth of like items laying around their house, which is like I know like when you think about that right now, like you think that's like crazy, but it actually is true. Like whenever I start going through my things, like it is very true. There's just a lot of stuff you have laying around that's surprisingly worth like a lot of money. But like what I did first is I like went through my closet and just like got all my clothes and like that I didn't need or didn't like fit anymore, and I just started listing all those. And then from there I just went on to miscellaneous items, and then I just kept going on from there. So once you have your first item, I know you're probably thinking like, how do I look it up? How do I know how much to sell for? And I'll be going through that with you guys today. All right, so let's say you found your first item. Today I'll just be like doing like an example to show you like how to do everything. So let's just say we have a Ralph Lauren red. Okay, so what you always want to do, put the name brand of the item first, and then let's say if you have a clothing, put the name brand and then put the color. So we'll just say this is a red sweater. And then put like if it's a men's or women's. Today we'll say it's a men's, and then we'll say it's an extra large. Okay, and then as you can see, you'll need to select the category it's under, and we'll go underneath men's sweaters. And as you can see, like eBay already minimized our results since we had sweater and men's in our title. So we'll select men's sweater, and then we'll select the extra large size underneath regular. And then let's say if yours is like a big and tall size, you can click big and tall, and it'll bring out the menu, and then you can select the sizes you have right there. And we'll go ahead and select extra large underneath regular. And then I don't really pay much attention to like the styles if it's like a sweater or something, like even if it's like, the 1/4 zip or anything like that. Because most of the time I don't like select the style right here. I would like put up here. Like I would say like Ralph Lauren red 1/4 zip sweater, and then that would pull them like all up for you. All right, and then we'll need to select the material yours is made out of, and we'll just say ours is cotton. And then as you can see, like there's cashmere and wool and all that. And then, for instance, like you would want to make sure you would select cashmere if you had one, because that'd be a lot a lot more expensive than cotton, and wool would be a lot more expensive than cotton, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna say ours is cotton. And then we'll go down, make sure you click on the brand, because sometimes there'll be like random name brands thrown in it. Like for instance, like there's Chaps, and then LL Bean, and then like just all these random ones. So we'll go ahead and make sure we select all the Ralph Lauren ones that we see. All right, I'm just making sure that I had everything selected correctly. All right, and then what you want to do now is, since like most of the items are just gonna come out of your closet or things you had at home, we'll just go ahead and say like, because most of them are gonna be pre-owned, but make sure if it was like new with tags, you select like new with tags, new without tags, new with defects. But we'll say ours is pre-owned. And then a huge thing that you guys really need to do is make sure you click buy it now right here. Because if you do not, then auction listings will be combined with the buy it now. And you don't want to see any auction listings, just for the fact that auction listings are always like the price varies so much. Like sometimes maybe someone could put up an auction for like 99 cents and they only get one bid and that's what it sells for. And most people are going to get way more than 99 cents for like a Ralph Lauren sweater. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you'll have like maybe someone puts their item up for 99 cents, but then they get two bidders that start in a bidding war, and then you know price could maybe even go up to like 50, 60, onward just for that. So make sure you're clicking buy it now so we don't see any auction listings. All right, I think that is everything we need to select. Yep. And then one thing you really need to pay attention to is pay attention to how many listings are currently up right now. Because like when I first started doing eBay, I didn't pay attention to that. All I really did was just type in like what we see here, and then I would just go and click on like sold listings, and I'd be like, oh well, maybe there's like 1,000 sold. But the thing is, like if you do it that way, there could be maybe 5,000 items sold. I mean, not sold, but like 5,000 items listed, and maybe there's only 1,000 sold. That conversion rate is awful, and you'll be sitting on that item for a long, long time. And like it may not even ever sell just because that conversion rate is so low. So make sure that you always are paying attention to that. So as you can see, we have 407 results of it. So we'll go down and we'll click sold. And as you can see, there's 191 results. So the conversion rate isn't awful, but it's not like the best either. It's almost at 50%. So you can like expect to sit on this item for, like a little bit. Maybe honestly, I mean, the thing with clothing is that like it just depends on like the style because sometimes people are looking for a certain style. If you have it, it could sell quickly. Or if it's like a style not many people want, then it could take a while to sell. But it all just depends on that stuff. But I would usually say with about a 50% conversion rate, you're probably gonna take I'd probably say closer to at least at least 2 weeks of sale with the conversion rate of that. And then another thing you can see is excuse me guys. Another thing you can see is like the prices like vary so much, especially with like clothing. It's hard to put a price on like the specific item you have with the clothing. So one thing that like I do, because as you can see, like this one's $30 so for $20, 22, 25. Then we have another $15, $35 one, $14, and then we have a $36. So as you can see, like they're all over the place. And then this one 50. So what I like to do is I'll go on Google and then I'll type in like the name brand. And of course, like we have Ralph Lauren right now. So I'll type in Ralph Lauren and we'll go to their website. All right, and then we'll go to the men's category. And then we'll select sweaters. And then what you want to do right here is you want to find like sweaters that are similar to your style so you can price it accordingly. And since ours was a cotton one, we'll select cotton. And then we'll just like we'll just say ours is a plain red sweater. Like we'll just say it's a plain like regular pullover like this one. And so they have that one for 98.50. And what I always like to do is like I always like to try and find like a couple to like 3 items that look similar on their website because some items maybe like 150 and then some might be like $100. So I always try to find like at least 3 so I can get an average price point. All right, so that one's 98.50. This one is 98.50, and then we have another one 98.50, and then we have another one 98.50 between $110. So we'll just go ahead and say like the average is 98.50. And let's say, like with clothing, I do this especially, is let's like I try to get like 50% off retail or somewhere around there if it's like in an excellent condition and stuff like that. So let's say we have this sweater and it's in excellent condition and we see it's like 98.50 on the website. What I would usually price it at is since you can see like the prices were all over the place and like not many of them were like super high or whatever. I would price it at $40 and I would put best offer on it. You really need to make sure you put best offer on your item. It doesn't cost any extra money to put best offer on, but it can get you a lot more eBay sales than it definitely will if you put the best offer on. Because so let's say if someone comes to your item and they're like, okay, it's at $40, but I don't like want to pay $40 for this item. I want to pay 30. Well, there's no way they can make an offer on it if you just have it buy it now. But if you have the best offer on it, they'll offer the $30 and then you can either accept it, decline it, or make a counter offer. But I always like at least make a counter offer. Don't just always decline it because most of the time what I've seen, if you just like outright decline it, most of the times like they'll take that as like disrespect and they'll just leave the listing. But as long as you at least like just make a counter offer, then they're usually willing to like work with you or negotiate and all that kind of stuff. So always counter offer, and I would like highly recommend never declining an offer. Okay, and another tip that I will show you what I do is I will like show you an example of my listings, so then you can like see. And then this is like one of my 3 accounts that I have. I'm just on my account like where I sell most of like my shoes on, that kind of stuff. All right, once this loads, I'll show you. All right, so I'll show you this right here. So as you can see, these are some Varda riding harness boots, and the MSRP is 750. I went on Varda's website and I found like these exact same boots, and the retail price was 750. So what I did is I took the price and I just put like the retail price right here, so buyers know, 750 is what they are on their website, and it honestly makes your conversion rate a lot better because people are like, okay, so these boots are $750 on their website, and you currently have them listed for 200. They're gonna think like that's a heck of a deal, and then I have them make an offer on it, so they can make me an offer on it, and then it's just a win-win situation because they can see that what the retail price is, and then they can make me an offer on it. So that's really what you guys need to do on your listings. And another thing you need to do is download the eBay app. It is a lot easier because like all these pictures I have, they're all on my phone. And as you can see, like they're not like bad photos at all. So what I would recommend is download the eBay app like I said, and then that way you can take pictures with your phone of the items that you have and then upload them directly to eBay. And then I'll make like another YouTube video about how to make a listing, like what your description should say, all that. I'll make another video for that. And then, so, because it's a lot easier than going from, because what some people do is they'll take it like with a professional camera, and then from there they'll download it on their computer and stuff like that. But when you're first starting off, you'll just have your smartphone laying around, and the camera on smartphones are better than a lot of cameras, and the quality of like the camera on a smartphone is really good. So you'll just take the photos on your phone, upload them to eBay, and then it's a lot quicker than taking it from your phone, downloading them to your computer, and then you'd have to download them to like post them on eBay. So it's a lot easier doing that way with the eBay app. But let's see. I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today with this video. If you have any questions or anything, let me know below in the comment section, and I would appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, if you would subscribe. And yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.